Homonyms, homophones, and homographs. What are these? I'm Teacher Steve, and this is Grammar Essentials 5 from Beyond English, Unlocking the Power of Language. And today, we're going to unlock the mystery of these three terms that describe words that have shared characteristics. Let's get into it. Let's start with homonyms. So, what is a homonym? Well, in Thailand, there's a saying, same, but different. It's a very common Thai saying, same, but different. And this is what homonyms are. They're words that sound the same or look the same, but have different meanings. So they sound the same, have the same pronunciation, or they look the same, have the same spelling, but have different meanings. An example of words that sound the same pronunciation, but have completely different meanings are see and see. S-E-E, to look, and S-E-A, a body of water, pronounced exactly the same, but spelt differently and have different meanings. Words that look the same, that is, have the same spelling, but have completely different meanings are tear and tear. Tear, T-E-A-R, and tear, T-E-A-R. They are spelt the same, so they look the same, but they're pronounced differently and have completely different meanings. So they're homonyms, same, but different. They either sound the same or look the same, but they have different meanings. Okay, let's look at where homophones and homographs fit into the picture. So homonyms are words same, but different. Sound the same or look the same but have different meanings. So these are divided into two different groups, homophones and homographs. So homophones, these are pronounced the same or sound the same but have different meanings and spellings. Okay, so our example C and C, these are homophones. They sound the same but have different meanings and different spellings. The key to remembering these is phones, homophones. So phones, listen, sound. Homographs, these are spelled or spelt the same, depending on whether you're British or American, whether you use spelled or spelt. They're spelt the same, so they look the same, but they have different meanings and they may or may not be pronounced differently. So in the example here, tear and tear, they look the same with the same spelling, but they're pronounced differently and have different meanings. So these are homographs. Let's look at a bit more detail at homophones. So remember, our homophones sound the same pronunciation, but they have different spellings and different meanings. So we think of phone equals sound. So homophone have the same sound, same pronunciation. We've got here a pair, as in a pair of shoes, two of something, and pear as in a fruit. These sound exactly the same, pair and pear, but they're spelt differently and have different meanings. A pair of pears means two pairs. The words sound exactly the same, pair and pear, but they're spelt differently and have different meanings. So our tip is, first, listen to the words, the pronunciation, how they sound. Then look at the spelling. If they sound the same but are spelt differently, then they're homophones. Okay, here's a couple more examples of homophones. Remember, same pronunciation or sound, but different spellings and meanings. Right and right. Right as in correct, and right as in to put words on paper. So did you write down the right address? They sound exactly the same, but completely different spellings and completely different meanings. Here and here. Here as in this place, and here as in to listen to something. Stand here to hear the music. So they're pronounced exactly the same, but they have completely different spellings and completely different meanings. They're our homophones. Sound the same, but different spellings and different meanings. Okay, let's look at homographs. So remember, homographs have the same spelling, but different meanings, and their pronunciation may or may not be the same. So the pronunciation may be the same or may be different. In these two examples, the spelling and the pronunciation is exactly the same, but they have completely different meanings. So we have bat as in an animal, and bat as in a piece of sports equipment. Same spelling, same pronunciation, but different meanings. Did you hit the bat with a bat? The second example, row and row, spelled exactly the same, with the same pronunciation, but completely different meanings. The first row is a line of things, and the second row is to paddle a boat. So in these examples, these homographs have the same spelling, they look exactly the same, but they have different meanings, but the same pronunciation. Okay, now we're going to have a look at some homographs that have the same spelling, but different pronunciation and different meanings. Our first example is wind and wind. W-I-N-D, wind, to turn something. W-I-N-D, wind, moving air. So these have the same spelling, but different pronunciations and different meanings. Our second example is lead and lead. Spelled L-E-A-D, lead, and L-E-A-D, lead. The same spelling, but different pronunciations, lead and lead, and completely different meanings. The first one is a metal, and the second one is to guide someone. So lead and lead, wind and wind. These are homographs with the same spelling, but different pronunciations and different meanings. Okay, let's do a quick review, quick recap. Homonyms. These are words that sound the same or look the same but have different meanings. The same spelling or pronunciation but mean different things. Same but different. There are two types of homonyms. The first is homophones, which sound the same pronunciation. Remember, phones as in sound and hear. So homophones sound the same. They're spelt differently, but they sound the same and have different meanings. C and C. The second one is homographs, graphs as in writing or drawing. So these have the same spelling. They look the same. They may or may not be pronounced the same, and they have completely different meanings. Here we have tear, T-E-A-R, and tear, T-E-A-R. Tear and tear, spelled exactly the same, but with completely different meanings. So remember, homonyms are divided into two different types. One is homographs, which is to do with how they look and are written, and the other is homophones, which is to do with how they're pronounced or sound. Okay, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Grammar Essentials 5, homonyms, homophones, and homographs. I'm Teacher Steve. This is Beyond English, Unlocking the Power of Language. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment if you have something worthwhile to say. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Chat soon.